Imagine waking up and your smart ring, it quietly tells you not just how you slept, but how truly ready your body is for the day. Or maybe your watch gives you a nudge. Hey, your heart rate's been a bit high, consistently high, even though you feel fine.
Right.
That's not just a gadget anymore, is it? It's like a personal navigator for your well-being, just constantly gathering data.
In the background, yeah.
We've known these devices for calls or music, but wow, they're rapidly turning into these powerful personal health sensors. It's definitely not just about counting steps anymore.
No, it's a huge shift, a fundamental one, really. This constant stream of, let's call it, data from your wrist, it represents a completely new way of understanding health.
How so?
Well, both on that really intense personal level you mentioned, but also when you aggregate it, anonymize it, of course, on a massive population scale.
So bigger picture stuff, too.
Exactly. Think about it like this. We're moving from maybe one health snapshot a year at the doctor's office.
If that.
Right, if that, to this continuous dynamic movie of our well-being. And what's really revolutionary there is how much more precise, how much more insightful that picture becomes. It allows for interventions way before problems might escalate.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then. We want to explore this digital health revolution. We're going to unpack the kinds of data these mobile health devices, these wearables, are unleashing. And then really showcase how this information is already changing things. Personal health, clinical research, preventing disease, even watching public health trends.
It's happening now.
Yeah. So consider this your fast track to getting up to speed on something that's, well, it's already on millions of wrists, and it's definitely shaping our future. Okay, so to really get a handle on this revolution, let's maybe start with some basics, definitions. When we talk about mobile health, mHealth, what does that actually cover?
Good place to start. Broadly, health is just the practice of medicine and public health supported by mobile devices.
Simple enough.
Yeah, and it covers a huge range.
Yeah.
Everything from, like, smartphone apps focused on health, or even just simple SMS text reminders to take your meds.
Oh, yeah, see those.
All the way up to the really sophisticated wearable tech that we're, focusing on today.
Got it. And that wearable landscape, wow, it has really exploded, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. A massive evolution. As of right now, August 6th, 2025, we can kind of break down the key players into a few groups, though they do overlap quite a bit.
Okay.
First, you've got your classic fitness trackers. Think Fitbit, Garmin, the pioneers.
Right, the originals.
Exactly. They started with steps, but now they're incredibly sophisticated. Sleep tracking, heart rate monitoring, even analyzing stress levels. It's way beyond just a pedometer now.
Totally.
Then you have smartwatches. This is where we've seen a lot of convergence. Devices like the Apple Watch, Samsung Galaxy Watch. They've moved really firmly into serious health monitoring.
Yeah, they seem packed with sensors now.
They are. Advanced heart rate sensors, sure, but also features that have actually gotten regulatory clearance. Medical device type features.
Oh, the ECG?
Like ECG for detecting atrial fibrillation, yeah. And blood oxygen saturation SpO2 monitoring. Skin temperature sensing is becoming more common too. And even things like fall detection have genuinely saved lives.
Wow. Okay, so trackers, watches, what else?
Well, moving beyond those, you have smart patches and specialized sensors. These are really pushing the envelope for continuous monitoring, often for very specific conditions.
Oh, more clinical applications.
Often, yes. The big one is the continuous glucose monitor, the CGM. It's completely changed diabetes management, real-time blood sugar readings.
A lifesaver for many.
Truly. And we're also seeing remote patient monitoring systems, RPM. Using patches or other sensors for folks with conditions like heart failure or COPD, it keeps doctors connected to their patients, even at home.
That's huge.
And finally, there are these emerging areas: smart clothing, rings, and jewelry. Smart rings, like the Oura Ring, have gotten really popular for detailed sleep and recovery tracking.
And I've seen those everywhere.
Yeah, they give great insights into overall well-being. And smart clothing, we're seeing clothes with sensors woven in that can monitor your breathing rate, your posture, almost invisibly part of your day.
It's incredible how far it's come. I remember my first tracker felt like, a fancy pedometer. Now, sometimes I swear my watch knows more about my sleep than I do.
Huh. It can feel that way.
So when you boil it down, what makes these devices so powerful? What's the secret sauce that elevates them beyond just cool gadgets?
Well, I think it comes down to a few really critical capabilities. First, and maybe most important, is continuous monitoring.
Right, 247 data.
Exactly. Unlike a single measurement in a clinic, maybe once a year, Wearables collect data constantly. It gives you this dynamic, unfolding picture of your body.
Okay. What else?
Second is passive data collection. A lot of this data is just gathered in the background. You don't have to do anything. It captures a more natural slice of your daily life because you're not consciously thinking about measuring it.
Less effort, more realism. Makes sense.
Third, user engagement. These things are designed, often meticulously, to keep you engaged. They give feedback, help you set goals, promote healthier habits through apps. It's kind of like having a little health coach on your wrist.
Keeps you motivated?
And fourth, connectivity. They link up seamlessly to your phone, to the cloud, so the data can be stored, analyzed, and importantly, if you choose, shared, maybe with your doctor, maybe with family.
And the adoption rate is just staggering, isn't it? Hundreds of millions of people worldwide using wearables now.
It is absolutely staggering.
Think about that volume of information. It's creating this unprecedented population-scale river of real-world health data. So, what does that actually mean? What can we really learn from all this?
That's the key question. This continuous stream, this is what the field calls real-world data, or RWD, and it provides a much richer, much more dynamic picture of someone's health than we ever got from just those periodic clinic visits.
So it's like the difference between a single photo.
Exactly. Versus watching the whole movie, a full-length documentary of your health.
Okay, so the hardware is impressive, the connectivity is there, but the real power, as you said, is in the data. Let's unpack that. What exactly are these devices, listening for? What are they learning from your wrist?
Well, a huge chunk of it is physiological data, core body metrics.
Like heart rate.
Absolutely. Heart rate is foundational. Resting heart rate, your heart rate when you're active, how quickly it recovers after exercise, and importantly, a sustained change in your resting heart rate. That can be a really powerful clue.
A clue to what?
Could be changing fitness levels, could be increased stress, could even be an early sign you're getting sick.
Interesting. What else physiologically?
Then there's heart rate variability, or HRV. This one's a bit more nuanced.
I've heard that, but what is it really?
Think of it as measuring the tiny variations in time between each heartbeat. It reflects your heart's rhythm and sort of its adaptability. High HRV generally suggests you're well rested, your nervous system is resilient. Consistently low HRV can indicate stress, maybe overtraining, or potentially underlying health issues. It's subtle but very telling.
Okay, so HRV is like a stress and recovery meter.
In a way, yes, very useful. Then you get detailed sleep stages, breaking down your night into light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Understanding how much time you spend in each and the quality is crucial. Depth sleep for physical restoration, REM for cognitive function, memory consolidation.
Stuff you definitely don't get from just noting when you went to bed.
Not at all. We also see blood oxygen saturation, CP2. That measures the percentage of oxygen in your blood, gives insights into respiratory function, especially useful during sleep or if you're at high altitude, clinically relevant too.
Right, and the ECG on watches.
Yes, the on-demand ECG readings. Single lead ECGs on smartwatches can detect signs of atrial fibrillation AFib. That's a common heart rhythm problem, often undiagnosed, and a major risk factor for stroke.
Huge potential impact there.
Definitely. And finally, activity levels. We've moved way beyond just step counts. Now it tracks distance, intensity, often shown as zone minutes or similar floors climbed, and many devices can even automatically detect what kind of workout you're doing. Running, swimming, cycling.
Giving a much richer picture of your movement.
Much richer, yeah.
Okay, that physiological data alone is incredible. It really feels like a window inside our own bodies. But you mentioned context earlier. How does bringing in behavioral data complete that picture? And are there surprising patterns emerging when you combine them?
Oh, absolutely. Behavioral data adds crucial context. It identifies your activity patterns. It's not just that you were active, but when. Are you a morning person for exercise? Do you have long stretches sitting at your desk? AI can spot these patterns and even suggest changes tailored to you.
Like nudging you to take a walk.
Exactly. It also tracks sleep regularity. This is fascinating. It's not just total hours slept, but how consistent are your bedtimes and wake times.
Does that matter that much?
It really seems to. What's emerging is that seemingly small shifts in your sleep regularity, maybe even more than total sleep time, can be a powerful early warning signal for everything from cognitive function issues down the line to how well your immune system is working right now.
Wow. Consistency is key then.
It appears so. And with your consent, of course, even location data from your paired phone can add context. Like, was your run outdoors near traffic or indoors on a treadmill? That changes things like air quality exposure.
And it doesn't stop there, right? I've heard about combining wearable data with other sources.
That's right. When you layer in data from smartphone sensors or even external data feeds, you get environmental data. So insights into local air quality where you are, noise levels, the UV index for the day. It provides a much more holistic view of environmental factors that could be affecting your health.
Painting a really full picture of well-being.
It really does. But there's one more crucial layer: patient-generated health data, or PGHD.
Okay.
This is the data you actively put in. It captures your subjective experience, the stuff sensors can't measure directly,
Right.
like logging your mood, tracking specific symptoms if you have a chronic condition, confirming you took your medication, maybe logging your food intake. It fills in the crucial blanks about how you actually feel.
Got it. So you've got this powerful mix. Passive physiological data, active self-reported data, maybe even environmental context. It really does sound like this comprehensive, personalized health diary.
That's a great way to put it.
It sounds incredibly empowering. But I can also imagine for some people, the idea of so much data being collected about them, well, it might immediately raise some red flags,
Yeah.
How do we address that initial apprehension even before we get into the bigger challenges?
That's a vital point, and it's actually a perfect bridge to where this continuous, contextual, real-world data is really making waves, how it's transforming healthcare. Because what's fascinating is the sheer breadth of applications, starting right with that personal empowerment you touched on.
Okay, let's start there then. Personal health management. This feels like where the individual you really get to be the CEO of your own health, right?
Exactly. These devices give you that continuous feedback loop. You can literally see how that late-night pizza affects your sleep score.
Guilty.
Or how a super stressful day impacts your resting heart rate. Seeing that connection makes it much easier to make healthier choices actively.
Makes it tangible.
Precisely. And we've all heard stories, real stories, of smartwatches flagging unknown atrial fibrillation. People go to the doctor because their watch told them to, and potentially prevent a stroke.
That's life-changing stuff.
Absolutely. And for people managing chronic conditions, these tools are invaluable. Proactive self-management, tracking symptoms, seeing trends, sharing that data easily with their doctor or care team, it shifts the focus towards proactive intervention, not just reacting when things go wrong.
Oh, okay. So empowering the individual. What about the research side? Clinical research.
Oh, it's a genuine game changer for research. Think about it. Instead of relying on someone trying to remember how active they were last week or how often they felt a certain symptom.
Which is notoriously unreliable.
Exactly. Wearables provide objective, continuous data points or endpoints. This is massively accelerating clinical trials for conditions like Parkinson's disease. You can continuously monitor subtle changes in gait or tremor. Or heart failure, remotely tracking activity levels, heart rate changes.
Less guesswork, more data.
Right. And another huge benefit: it has the potential to really broaden who participates in clinical trials. Remote participation becomes much more feasible, reducing the need for people to constantly travel to a research center. That can lead to more diverse, more representative study populations.
That's a really important point for equity.
Yeah.
Okay, so personal use, research, but a core promise here seems to be disease prevention and early detection. How does that work?
This is where AI and machine learning come into play in a big way. By analyzing these enormous data sets from wearables, researchers are developing algorithms that can spot incredibly subtle changes, changes that might indicate the very early onset of an illness.
Before you even feel sick.
Potentially, yes. There have been compelling studies, for example, showing that AI models looking at wearable data, things like a sustained rise in resting heart rate, combined with lower HRV and maybe subtle sleep changes, can detect physiological shifts days before someone reports symptoms of infections like COVID-19 or the flu.
Days before.
Imagine getting a personalized alert. Hey, your data suggests your body might be fighting something off. Maybe consider taking it easy today and monitoring for symptoms. That kind of pre-symptomatic insight could be revolutionary for limiting disease spread, both for the individual and the community.
A personal early warning system, that's powerful. What about the community level? Public health surveillance, you mentioned pop health earlier.
Right. So when you take all this data, aggregate it, and crucially make it completely anonymous, it provides unprecedented insights into population health trends.
We'll take insights.
Public health agencies could, for instance, monitor population-level physical activity. Are people in a certain city becoming more or less active? How do sleep patterns change seasonally across a region? You could even see collective responses, like changes in average heart rate during a major heat wave or stressful event.
So tracking the health pulse of a community.
Exactly. It could help understand community health behaviors, evaluate if public health initiatives like building new parks or bike lanes are actually working, and potentially identify emerging health risks at a population scale much faster, allowing for quicker, more targeted public health responses.
Okay, so we've painted this picture of incredible potential. Personal health, research, prevention, public health. But, like we touched on, with any powerful tech, especially one collecting so much personal data, there have to be significant challenges, ethical considerations. It's not all smooth sailing, right?
Not at all. It's absolutely crucial we navigate these carefully. Building that superhighway for health data, as you put it earlier, requires very careful planning and robust guardrails.
So what are the main hurdles, the big concerns?
Well, top of the list has to be data privacy and security. This data is incredibly personal, incredibly sensitive because it's continuous. Robust security is non-negotiable. And clear, transparent privacy policies are essential. People need to know exactly how their data is being used, stored, who it might be shared with, and have control over that. Building and maintaining trust is paramount here.
Absolutely fundamental. What else?
Then there's data quality and validation. We need to be honest about the accuracy. Is the heart rate from your consumer smartwatch as precise as a hospital monitor? Probably not.
Good point. Wellness versus medical grade?
Exactly. We need clarity on that distinction. Data for general wellness tracking is different from data used for making a critical medical diagnosis, and there's a constant need to validate these sensors, make sure they're reliable for the claims being made.
Okay. Privacy, quality. What about fairness, bias?
A huge issue. Algorithmic bias. If the AI models learning from all this data are primarily trained on data from, say, younger, wealthier, white, tech-savvy men,
Which often happens.
then the insights and predictions they generate might be less accurate or even biased against women, older adults, people of color, people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. This could actually worsen existing health disparities if we're not careful.
So the data needs to reflect everyone.
It absolutely must. And that ties directly into the digital divide. If all these amazing benefits of continuous health monitoring are only really accessible to those who can afford the latest $500 smartwatch and have good internet and digital literacy, well, we risk creating a two-tiered system of health insight, widening the gap between the health haves and have-nots.
Another major equity concern.
Definitely. And then there's the user experience side, the potential for information overwhelm and misinterpretation, just getting streams and streams of data about your heart rate, your sleep, your HRV. Without proper context, without guidance from a healthcare professional, it can cause anxiety.
Like the Dr. Google effect, but on your wrist.
Kind of, yeah. Trying to self-diagnose based on fluctuating metrics can be stressful and potentially lead you down the wrong path. And finally, there's the whole regulatory oversight piece. The landscape is constantly evolving. Where's the line between a wellness device that makes general claims and a regulated medical device that makes specific diagnostic claims? Regulators are working hard to define this and ensure manufacturers can back up their health claims with solid evidence.
So these aren't necessarily roadblocks, but they're serious considerations we need to address proactively.
Exactly. They need thoughtful solutions to ensure this technology develops responsibly and equitably.
Okay, looking ahead then. Despite the challenges, the trajectory seems clear. What does the future look like? Where's this headed?
I think we're heading towards even deeper integration, more sophistication, and ultimately more genuinely actionable insights for you, the user.
Deeper integration, like with the formal healthcare system.
Yes, absolutely. Imagine your wearable data with your explicit consent flowing seamlessly into your electronic health record, your EHR.
So your doctor sees the trends between visits.
Precisely, giving them a much more complete longitudinal picture of your health, not just that single snapshot. That enables more personalized, proactive care plans.
And the sensors themselves. Will they get even better?
Oh, undoubtedly. Research is moving fast. We're seeing progress towards non-invasive, continuous blood pressure monitoring. That's a huge one. Sweat analysis is another frontier. Imagine analyzing electrolytes or even glucose levels from sweat in real time. And even more sophisticated ways to track sleep, stress, maybe even mental state, potentially integrated right into clothing or jewelry.
The technology keeps advancing. But what about making sense of all that data?
That's where AI becomes crucial. The future isn't just about more raw data. It's about turning that data into truly actionable, personalized insights, moving beyond just showing you graphs and charts.
So what does that look like practically?
Instead of just seeing your HRV dropped, a future AI might analyze your recent sleep, your activity levels, your HRV trend, and say something specific like, Based on the last few days, your body seems to be under more stress than usual. You might want to consider a lighter activity day to day and maybe incorporate some mindfulness exercises. It shifts from just information to intelligent, tailored guidance.
Personalized advice in real time.
That's the goal.
So the overall vision seems to be a future where this kind of continuous health monitoring becomes almost invisible, a fundamental part of just living well, proactively.
I think so.
Yeah.
Where you're constantly, almost passively learning about your body and empowered by that knowledge to make those small, consistent choices that add up to a long, healthy life. It's like having your own personal health compass, always guiding you. You know, the rise of mobile health and wearables, it really does represent a true paradigm shift in healthcare. It's profound. For the first time, we have tools readily available that generate this continuous, personalized stream of data about our own bodies, our own well-being. This data from your wrist, it's democratizing health information in a way. It empowers individuals like never before to be active participants in their own care. And it's clearly catalyzing incredible advancements in research, in prevention, and even in how we manage public health.
And while we absolutely have to wrestle with those significant challenges we talked about, privacy, data quality, making sure everyone benefits, avoiding bias.
Which are critical.
They are critical. But the potential for this technology to genuinely help us live healthier lives feels undeniable. We're really on this journey, aren't we? From just, tracking our steps to proactively, intelligently managing our health.
It's a fascinating journey, and maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you reflect on all this, really consider what could continuous, personalized health insights mean for your approach to your daily well-being, your long-term health. And maybe think about how you can engage with these technologies responsibly, thoughtfully, advocating for strong privacy, questioning the data to really unlock their full potential for yourself and for your community.
That's a great point to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. Stay curious, stay connected, and stay well.